Unless they do exactly the same thing again. Okay, never mind. They're just going to do the same thing again. So one pivot they can make if T1 decide to go with, you know, Jay Zaya again, which, you know, we're running it back, guys. It's just a straight run back. It could be Kai'Sa Maokai. And then Ona does have to dig into his bag of tricks. But instead, it's just there's some
Whoa! Wait, T1 picked Maokai on 3?
Whoa!
I never expected that to happen. Well, I am perplexed, shocked, amazed by this concept.
Can we check to see?
Oh, we just run it.
Is this a rerun?
Yeah, this might be a replay.
Okay, there's the adaptation.
Oh, that's
finally
something new. Okay, it was a replay. Yeah, sorry, we got a bit confused there. It looked like it was the exact same draft as last game. So
yeah, and doesn't do damage, and so they're going to run into the same problem once again, where they've got full magic.
Well, it's even more severe because they don't have a Renekton.
Yeah. Braum is going to be the lock-in though into this Kai'Sa Rakan lane.
Yeah,
a little bit more on the defensive ebb.
It's a weird one because typically you don't see Braum into Rakan much.
Yeah,
Rakan
that's what I was thinking.
A Braum counter because it's very hard to stack up the passive on him because he's so mobile.
Braum, who does have a stun, and now the top laner is Renekton. So instead of a bunch of knockups, there's now a bunch of other stuff. As Faker is going to dive forward, has to flash, as the Grand Entrance is going to lock down Carrier. They do manage to get the passive proc, because of course Braum pretty good level 1.
You should have the level 2 advantage. You could potentially look for something, but Faker not having a fun time in this matchup.
Whoa, that's a flash forward from Carrier. Okay, the Grand Exit comes through there from Kellen, and faster as well.
Yeah, especially when you have such a tanky front line, and Deft is overstepping here.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's going to have to flash, and there is the passive. Deft is going to be taken down. Ona tanking the turret, and he is just fine. Perfect. First gank here is Canyon. He's going to try his hand at taking down Faker. He doesn't have flash, but he does have a bit of a head start as he moves towards the brush. Canyon will be able to get in here. Gets the ward over the wall, and Faker is still going to get knocked up by the Arctic Assault. Showmaker does take a shock blast as Faker's dove forward. Does have his flashback available once again, as there's the Flash Emperor's Divide, and Faker, he's not going to press his flash button just yet. We'll see whether he does manage to make his way out, and he does. And it looks like D+ is just going to let him go. And spots that something is afoot. Okay, there's the flash forward from Kellen. Gumayusi going to cleanse now. Glacial Prison comes down. Carrier just standing next to Gumayusi. Permafrost is in. Does manage to stun up this Zaya as Carrier looking for even more because they have a tree on the way. It might have been a little bit much though, as Deft is going to have to cleanse. The root is not going to be there. And there is the hit back onto Kellen. So 3 versus 3, some low health bars on both sides. As Canyon dashes forward, Killer Instinct comes down. Carrier is going to protect them for so long, but Deft is going to go down in the end. Kellen and Canyon
nearly saving that play with the shield. Such a close one, and we see the flash W. This play felt very weird because you know that Carrier is going to block it, and you also know that Gumayusi has cleansed, and yet they still go for the play. It very nearly backfires here when Ona comes in, but Deft has 6, and Canyon's like, we're going for this play, and look how clutch Carrier's shield is. Nearly actually saves the play for T1.
Yeah, the flash forward and immediately stands next to Gumayusi and puts up the door. Mitigates so much here. Yeah. And we do have the cull cashed in as, okay, Glacial Prison is going to go wide. The knockup comes through from Kellen, though, as Carrier wondering where he wants to put the door and decides that Deft is going to be the option. As there is a teleport ward, and immediately the teleport comes down. Faker wanting to lock down Deft. Voidseeker is going to connect there as he uses Faker as a taxi out. Taking a fair bit of damage. You can see Deft now without the ultimate. He does have flash to get over that wall if he'd like to, but not going to be doing that. He's going to need that for the future as the Dragon just gets interested in Canyon, and Canyon presses Smite.
Oh my. And I think, you know, I wasn't even...
You were focusing on the fight, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's on me.
Man.
And playoffs as well.
Yeah.
This is actually really bad for D+, because their advantage they have in the early game is the 2 dragons. And now they get scammed because...
Well, Kellen is going to quickness and dive forward. Does manage to trade it here for Gumayusi's Feather Storm. Really low. So I have a feeling that Deft might just need to get out of there. There's the flash. And so Canyon's now going to move in. And Carrier, he could be in trouble. Does still have flash available, but there's the permanent frost. And now Gumayusi is up against the wall and just taken down. That is true.
They were banking on getting a good soul, and then they get scammed out of it.
All right, Gumiushi is going to press Featherstorm, but is it actually going to be enough? He decides that a flash is not going to save him, and I think he might be right as Faker is teleported in. Deft taking a fair bit of damage from that Shock Blast, as he may have overextended. The ulti is going to connect, but only onto Canyon, who will be A-OK. Battle Dance gets Kellen well and truly out of there, and so D+. They get towards their turrets, and Showmaker's here on the top side. This is working out way better. No, because you know what I mean. Oh, okay, there's a Glacial Prison going to be traded for Gumiushi's Featherstorm. Deft going to be moving in here as, yeah, they are doing it again. Teleport going to come through from T1. Let's see how this one goes. As Shock Blast connects onto Deft, and now they have to vacate. It is a decent ultimate there from Canyon, but he's still going to get pushed around. The ulti comes through. Faker even hit by the Baron, as that's an incredible ult to come through from Kellen, keeping himself alive as well. Kinda taking some Shock Blasts. As teleports come forward, Deft will take a Shock Blast. It's a trade of poke here for both teams.
Oh my.
Okay, good.
It's over.
To go home. Yep. Well, it's not over. I mean...
Starting Baron sounds pretty fun because Deft has no mana and hasn't recalled. He has a lot of gold on him.
And it is in full vision of D+, but what are they going to be able to actually do about it is there's the flash out from Canyon. Kellen looking for an angle. Voidseeker connects. The Baron is going to be secured by T1. They may lose Zeus, but maybe that'll be worth this. Oh, Gumiushi caught in the back of the pit, does have to flash. The Crocodile takes a while to go down.
Not doing that job properly.
They were not interested. As, okay, Glacial Prison going to come down, and Zeus says, all right, I'll press my ultimate, you press yours. Showmaker is going to be able to avoid the nature as Kellen looks for that flank angle. Mega Cone is going to push him and Zeus further out. As, all right, Voidseeker comes out. Shock Blast is going to land onto Deft though. Poke War being won by Faker.
If Kellen's there, he can Q the Elder for heals, but he's nowhere near.
He is, and now can get behind as the Nature's Grasp comes in. They line up behind Canyon as Zeus going to be moving in. He gets spotted by Kellen, who's going to quickness. Can he actually get into the back line? He does! Gumiushi going to get locked down, but he does Featherstorm. There's the flash, but they get into the back line, and just some Kazante things as the Emperor's Divide is going to push away the Croc. Massive damage, actually, as the Gore Drinker does a bunch of work, and Owner is going to take an Elder after losing the team fight. Okay. Still, now the Kazante is going to dive on top of him, and I don't know whether that very much Elder value is coming in, as D+ get a clean ace after giving over the Elder.
Elder for Nexus trade, we see it again. Never a good trade. Ultimately, T1, we see a phenomenal flank there from Kellen, able to shut out Gumiushi, able to take him down, get him low enough that the follow-up's there. And that is enough to claim the fight. They don't get the Elder, but it doesn't matter when you get the game. Carrier cannot defend this solo.
Yeah, and D+, they will even out the series. It's just a best of 3.